There's 5 red flags that you need to be watching out for. Actually, 5 red flags that you need to avoid in these particular situations. Welcome to Medicare School Daily, where we help you understand Medicare, save money, avoid making Medicare mistakes, and above all else, get the most out of your Medicare benefits. Now, today's topic is recognizing bad Medicare advisors. Let's talk about those 5. First off, red flag number 1 is an online request form. Of course, you're going to be inundated with things online and probably through your cell phone, and they're trying to get you to fill out some personal information, your name, your email address, probably your date of birth, and when you're going to start Medicare, those kinds of things. And they want you then to submit that information, because what's going to happen in these situations, 99% of the time, these request forms are going to go to a marketing company. And that marketing company is going to take your information and then they're going to sell that out to probably 25 or 50 or more different agents. So what you're doing here is you're just simply becoming a lead for a company to be able then to spread that to multiple agents. Therefore, you're going to be inundated with phone calls and emails, and they're going to pester you to try to pressure you into making some kind of decision. So I would avoid submitting any kind of request form for any kind of like a quote or information in this format, because again, you're going to be inundated with calls that are going to come from all over the country. And so you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position by doing that. So I'd avoid that. Number 2, as you are receiving mail and things, email and other different marketing type of efforts, these companies are going to give you an 800 number to call. And they're going to say, hey, you can get free information through these. And the majority of those 800 numbers are going to go into a call center where people are just stacked up in these offices and fielding calls from all over the country. And what's going to happen is most of these places are going to be captive, which means they're only writing for one insurance company instead of multiple companies. And when you go into a call center, whether it's captive or even a broker situation, what's going to happen is these agents are going to typically push one kind of product and one company. And the majority of those agents that are sitting in there are not really well trained. And what happens in a call center is for about every 3 calls into a call center, 1 is going to be wonderful because that person's experience. The other 2 or 3 is not going to go so well because those people are still in training. So what call centers do is they train their agents in a classroom for maybe a month or so, and then they put them on the phones, and now they're doing all the job training. And the problem is you're the guinea pig. And so if for every 2 or 3 people sitting at a call center are not experienced, therefore you're making a very important decision with someone that is a rookie in this business and really cannot give you great advice. It doesn't mean they're trying to do you harm. It just means they don't know enough to really guide you through this process. And so you call a typical 800 number, you're going to go into a call center. And really it's the luck of the draw, because every time you call in, you get a different agent. And so again, some are experienced, the majority of them are not. There's a lot of pressure in call centers, and that's why people don't last in them very long. There's a lot of turnover in this particular situation. It's just not the experience that you're looking for. You're going to make a big decision. You want time, you want information, you want education, and this is not the best way to go about that. Red flag number 3 would be those that are out knocking on doors. These are people that are working out the trunk of their car. And I will tell you, this is one of the most difficult things for people to do, and that is to show up and knock on your door. I am very experienced, been in this business a long time. I would never walk up to someone's front door and knock on them and want to talk to them about Medicare. And so the ones that are doing this typically are very inexperienced. The company makes them do this, and so it's a very, very difficult thing to do. And so when they do that, it tells me that they're probably rookies in the business. This is the only way that they can go out and solicit and try to get leads. And so just, again, it's people I would avoid. Doesn't mean they're bad people. It just simply means that they're probably a little bit more desperate than what they need to be. And anyone who's working just out of the trunk of their car, yeah, they may show up at your home, but where's their office and what's their support staff and who's behind them? Because yes, an agent writes a piece of business, but there's a lot more than just writing a piece of business. We want customer support, and we want to make sure that we have people behind us, because those typically people working out of the trunk of their car, you may never see them ever again. So again, it's something that I certainly would encourage you to avoid. And then red flag number 4, charging for unbiased Medicare advice. Now, there are some out there that will say we are unbiased, and instead of them writing an insurance policy, and getting paid a commission by an insurance company, their little niche is to say, hey, we'll just show you what's out there and we'll give you this unbiased advice. And the benefit of that is because we're unbiased, then we're just going to tell you about everything, and you're going to have just to simply pay us a fee. And those fees range anywhere from about $1,000 to $2,000 you have to pay for. And I wouldn't do that. And here's why. Because if you find the right agent, the right broker who is not captive but writes for all the companies, then that agent can present to you all those options and also be unbiased, because they're trying to find the best fit for you. And the good news there is once they found the best fit for you is that when that insurance policy is written, then the insurance company is going to pay the agent. It doesn't cost you any money whatsoever. So the key really here is you can get unbiased advice and you don't have to pay for it if you use a broker. And if you go through someone that knows what they're doing, you're going to get the same options. It won't cost you any money because that agent's going to be paid a commission. That's the way we do business. We certainly don't work for free, but we don't charge our clients anything because the insurance companies pay us. And as brokers, we are unbiased. We're trying to find the best fit for the company. So again, I just wouldn't go this way. I don't think it's worth $1,000 or $2,000 fee just to get unbiased advice when you can get that elsewhere for free and be able to get the right policy for yourself as well. And then the last one would be get the sale versus the relationship. I would venture to say that probably 75 to 80% of all the people in this business are all about getting the sale. In our business, we call that inking the app. And their goal is to try to ink an app, get a sale as quickly as they can, and get on the next person, which means what? When people are all about the sale, they're not making sure that you are selecting the right product. And so what you want is a relationship with someone that's going to take the necessary time to explain all your options, to go through all the details, to make sure that you're getting enrolled into Medicare at the right time, that you're on the right plan, whether that's a supplemental plan or an advantage plan. You want to have the right kind of drug plan. You want to make sure your doctors and hospitals are going to be in the network that you're choosing, and all those kind of details matter. And someone who just wants to get the sale, they skim over all those kind of details that really do matter. Someone that cares about the relationship, they're going to make sure, number one, that you are getting the right product when you start Medicare. But then in addition to that, they're going to be available to you if there are any problems. Those that get the sale, we call those the one and done. That's all they want to get the sale, and you'll never hear from them again. Those who want a relationship then really do care about you and making sure that you are going to get service, not just to get the initial policy, but to make sure ongoing as problems and things come up or you need to do changes, that person will be there for you. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video, and I do hope that it was helpful. Now, if you feel like you need to learn more about Medicare to make sure you're making the right Medicare decision, really the best way and the easiest way to do that is to go to MedicareSchool.com. That's MedicareSchool.com, and you'll be given the opportunity to click on Get the Free Workshop. We call that the Essentials Workshop, and I do all the teaching, and there you'll learn all the ins and outs of Medicare to make sure that you have an accurate and thorough understanding of how Medicare works. The second thing you can do is click where it says Talk to a Medicare Guide, and there you can actually set up a time where you can discuss your situation with a Medicare Guide. They'll explain all your options, and they'll actually even walk you through the enrollment process as well if that's what you need to do. And so go to MedicareSchool.com, watch the workshop, or talk to a Medicare Guide. It would be our privilege to assist you further.